Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is NURZAHWA binti ZURAIMI and I'm from MLG 1204C. Today I'll be presenting my proofreading analysis based on a chosen academic paper titled Article Summary of Environmental Issues Related to Computers. The source of this paper is my friend's business course friend. I focus on the three types of errors in the highlighted section of the report: context errors, content errors, and language errors. Each error is marked by color: turquoise for context errors, purple for content errors, and yellow for language errors. Let's begin with context errors. The first error was, while precise estimates remain elusive, a huge portion of end-of-life computers go abroad and are recycled by an informal or backyard industry. The rectified version is, it is thought that a sizable percentage of end-of-life computers are sent overseas and recycled by an unofficial or backyard industry, yet exact figures are still difficult to determine. The justification here is that the phrase huge portion is imprecise and unofficial, since the sentence already acknowledges that precise estimates remain elusive. More cautious or precise phrasing is recommended in the intellectual or analytic context. The text of the second context error is Silicon Valley, the birthplace of the industry where several high-tech-related epidemiological studies have identified clusters of miscarriage and birth defects, now has more toxic Superfund sites than anywhere else in the US, Smith 2000. The corrected version is, numerous epidemiological studies have linked Silicon Valley, which is frequently cited as the cradle of the high-tech industry, to concentrations of birth abnormalities and miscarriages. In addition, it contained more hazardous Superfund sites than any other area in the US as of 2000, Smith 2000. The justification is that the reader may become confused as the focus shifts from inadequate WEEE recycling practices in developing countries to pollution from computer manufacturing in the US. To explain why the conversation is shifting geographically and topically, a transitional statement is required. Next, we're moving on to the content error. The first content error is, these reports indicate serious environmental implications of informal recycling. The rectified version is, informal recycling procedures have been linked to dangerous environmental effects, including water contamination and chemical emissions, according to reports from these areas. For the justification, I said that serious environmental implication is a general term that might be clarified. Also, it's not clear which reports are being discussed, making the topic less evident. The argument would be strengthened if the report was cited or their nature briefly described. The second context error is, when no longer needed, most computers are not reclaimed or recycled. The rectification is that a large percentage of computers are not recycled or reclaimed when they are no longer needed, particularly in areas with weak e-waste management regulations. And for the justification, this statement is overly general and might not accurately represent current world events. There are stringent e-waste recycling regulation in place in several nations, especially in the European and some regions of Asia. The phrase most computer is too wide and vague. Finally, let's look at language errors. The first language error is, notes that 45 mercuries related. The category of this error is under punctuation error. The rectified version is 45 mercury related. For the justification, when joining words or portions of words, a hyphen helps create compound terms and clarity meaning. In this phrase, the compound adjective mercury related describes the notes. The hyphen shows a relationship between the notes and mercury, not between the mercuries. The second language error is personal computers, PC, with the apostrophe S. The category of this error is under a noun form error. The right rectification is PCs without an apostrophe. PCs is the proper plural form of personal computer. The apostrophe in the pieces would implying possessions or contraction, which is not applicable here. And the final language error is pieces area major contributors. In summary, this proofreading exercise improved the original paper's accuracy, clarity, and academic tone, in addition to helping to fix mistakes. Creating excellent academic writing requires careful consideration of language tags and substances, and I appreciate your time and attention. Thank you.